The strange events in Azem Village in Sakarya, Turkey began in 1921. This village is a very happy place with fertile land for farming and raising animals. Everyone gets along with each other. There is friendship, neighborliness, and no problems. Even in the summer of 1921, there was an abundance of crops. The villagers can't leave the fields because they have so much work to do. Everything is going great. Most of the women in the village are at home. They are working in the kitchen and with their children. They are preparing winter meals. The elderly villagers can't work much. Men also work in the fields and gardens. Breeding livestock is also necessary, but taking the animals to the plateau and grazing them becomes a problem. The village elders meet in the village square. They say, "Who will feed these animals?" Everyone is busy, and the women are at home. They tell other villages, if there is someone else who wants to work in this job, they want to trust him with it. Not many people want this job. Everyone has their own work. One day, a young boy comes. He says, "I have come to be your shepherd." The village elders are not sure about this young man. They say, "What is your name?" He replies, "My name is Merid." The villagers say that he is very young, and they are not sure if he can take care of their animals. But the young man says he has a lot of experience. There isn't much demand for them. The elders of the village had no other choice, so they made a deal with Merid. There is a small hut in the village. They say, "You can stay here temporarily." At the end of the summer, when the work is finished, they make an agreement that they will pay the money all at once and that he can stay in this hut until then. They say that the villagers will bring him some of the food they cook every day. Merid agrees. At first, they don't trust this young man, but he works hard and does a good job. He doesn't bother the women of the village. He walks in and out of the village with his head down. This is very important in such places. He feeds the animals well. Not a single animal is harmed. Everyone is very happy with him. Even those who did not trust this boy at first and said that he would not be a shepherd say, "What a skillful boy he is," and appreciate him. The villagers grow and sell their crops very successfully. The animals are fed very well. Everything is going well. In fact, that year was the most prosperous year for Azem Village. Finally, summer ends and the weather starts to get cooler. It is no longer comfortable to take these animals to the plateau. Why? Because they get sick. They need to be in the corrals now. Merid goes to the village square. He says, "Today I took your animals for the last time. I grazed them, brought them, and put them in your corrals. If I take these animals from now on, they will get sick and die. We had an agreement that you would give me my money when I was done. Now give me my money. I want to go." The villagers agree. They stall and buy time by saying they'll give it today, they'll give it tomorrow. Merid is a bit upset about this, but he says that this is a village known for its extremely good people, neighbors and gentlemen. They won't double-cross me here. He continues to stay there. But the villagers change their habits when they start getting money. They get greedy. They decide not to share what they earn. The last time Merid came to ask for money, they said, "We gave you a house and food. Now you want money? There is no money for you." And they chased him away. They all did this at the same time, and they all wanted the same thing. Merid asks, "Are you sure?" They say yes. Merid walks towards his hut. The village elders think he is going to leave the village, but he doesn't. He goes into his hut, closes the door, and things take a very scary turn after that. That night, the whole village goes home after evening prayers. Merid doesn't leave his house until then. After dark, there was suddenly a noise in the village. It sounded like hundreds of horses were passing through. The windows start shaking. Doors start banging. The people of the village are shocked. They can't leave their houses or move from their seats. The windows and frames start to fall down. Doors start to shake. The doors of all the houses shake inwards, as if someone wants to get in through the door. The villagers hold the doors. They are trying to protect themselves so that no one can get in. This goes on like this for a while. There are screams, moans, and noises, as if wild animals have attacked the village. After some time, everything stops. People are scared. They want to leave their homes, but they're too scared. They don't know what's going on. It wasn't an earthquake, a fire, or rain. Would the windows of a house shake so violently? They all stay in their houses and don't say anything. The next morning, 1 or 2 people slowly start to go out. As soon as they go out, they are shocked by what they see. All the animals in their corrals were lying dead in the village square, their bodies strewn everywhere. The villagers are stunned. What happened? They ask. How did this happen? The animals are torn to pieces. Some of the young men in the village think Merid is guilty. They rush to their house. They grab their guns and run to the hut where Merid is staying. The other men in the village follow them. The door of the hut where Merid is staying is closed. They try to open the door. The door doesn't open. One of the young men kicks the door and goes inside. When they enter, they are horrified by what they see. The house is empty. All the furniture has been moved to the sides. There's a big circle in the middle of the house. The Arabic writing and letters are inside the circle, and there's a bowl of water in the center of the circle. Everyone freezes. Naturally, the older folks get suspicious. This is not normal. Something is going on there. They look everywhere for Merid, but they can't find him. They all leave the house together. Then the villagers look around their neighborhood, gardens and forests, but they can't find any trace of him. After that, the events continue as follows. At first, they spend almost half of the money they earned that day on new ones for their dead animals. They have a little bit of money left. After that, different events happen. A disease is spreading through the village. All the pregnant women in the village start having miscarriages. Even those who gave birth had stillborn children. The people of the village thought that this was the end of the problems, but they were very wrong. More diseases are coming. They even call doctors from nearby villages. They say, "We are dying. Help us. Even doctors can't cure us." A curse has hit the village. Sometimes, when everyone is at home, you can hear noises from outside at night. Those who go out just to satisfy their curiosity will go blind. A lot of time passes. The number of these incidents is not getting any lower. There are no proper children left in the village. Since the name of Azem Village has become a curse, no one comes or goes. The doctors and visitors aren't coming. Those who are left behind in Azem Village tend to be very private. There is only one child left in the village. Naima's son is called Riza. Riza is 11 years old. He is a sweet boy, but he spends time alone because he has no friends. Naima is a village woman who is very religious, but she is afraid of spells, jinns, and other supernatural things. She doesn't want to let her son out of her sight. She is worried that something will happen and her son will leave. One day, while Naima is making bread in front of her house in the village, Riza is playing somewhere on the side. Naima is thinking about what is going on and forgets for a moment that Riza is outside. But she comes to her senses for a very short time. She goes outside. She is looking for her son. Riza is not there. Naima hears a growl from the back of her neck to her ear. She turns around. There is nobody there. Suddenly, she starts running around the village, screaming, looking for her son. The other women in the village come out. The men of the village come to her. They are already a handful of people. They start to go to the mountain, to the plateau, to look for Riza. They search for Riza for days, nights, and mornings, but he is gone. Naima is tired from crying. She had a son, but he also disappeared. One day, Naima was crying at home again and fell asleep because she was sad and tired. The door of the house knocks, but it knocks harder than usual. But Naima is so eager to get news from her son that she rushes to the door without thinking and opens it. There is her son Riza. But Naima is shocked to see Riza. She sees Riza standing in front of her with his eyes gouged out, his teeth pulled out, and his head shaved. Naima screams like a hurt animal and hugs her son. The child doesn't move during the day. This part is a bit dark. Where did the boy come from? How could he not be cured of so many wounds? Nobody knows. They are sure they are cursed, and that they are involved in something cursed. But after the boy came home, he never spoke again. Not to his mother, not to anyone. But every now and then he mutters some things. Naima starts to feel uneasy. She says, "What is this boy talking about? I don't understand what he is saying." She calls the imam of the village. He talks to the boy and says something. But what he speaks is not Arabic or Turkish. It's a strange language. The imam of the village says that it's best not to make too much of this. There's a rumor going around that Riza speaks Jinn language. So the imam and the people of the village don't understand what Riza is saying. The imam says, "I will help this boy." There is a problem here. He sits opposite Riza. He opens the Quran. Just as he is about to start reading to Riza, Riza jumps on the imam like a creature. He digs his fingernails into the imam's neck and whispers something in his ear. From that moment on, the imam was speechless and could never speak again. People in other villages heard about what happened to the imam. After that, people weren't allowed to enter or leave the village. Even today, this village is off limits. No one is allowed to go inside. The few people who stayed in the village left it, so it became an abandoned village because it was haunted by jinns. Later stories said that the shepherd was not a person. The name Mared means rebel. Here's the story. It is used in the Quran to describe demons who try to listen in on angels. They try to get news from heaven to help a fortune teller. Unlike with jinn, if they reach the gates of heaven, angels will chase them away. Mevlana wrote about such beings. Mevlana says, "I believe that Allah created horrible things to show how powerful He is. An artist is praised for creating not only beauty, but also horror. Allah has also created evil. This village is known for its generosity and kindness." Marid takes advantage of the village's need for a shepherd to gain favor with the angels and comes to the village saying, "I am a shepherd." He wants to be good. That is the story. But the greed of the village people and their behavior for money brings out the evil in Marid. He says, "Is that so? You're the one who's bad? I am worse." The Azem spell is cast on the village. This is how we learn why the village is called Azem Village. Azem spell is a very dangerous spell. It is considered black magic. When this spell is cast, people are trapped in their homes. No one is supposed to leave the house. Only people who know this very well or jinns can cast this spell. It is very dangerous. It's so dangerous that even if the person who casts this spell dies, the spell's effect continues. If a jinn casts this spell, there is no escape. Your life will be ruined. Now, this village is empty. No one has visited this village in years, and no one knows how to get there.